Hi, my name is Charmaine Cooper, and I'm going to be speaking about my presentation, Spread the Word. My community issue that I'll be talking to, just to give you a backdrop, is about the lack of information available to our local churches or smaller churches regarding community resources or programs available to those that may have fallen on hard times, such as homelessness, addiction, job loss, things of that nature. In this presentation, we're going to be going over Cotter's 8-step change model, which you see here on the screen. We're going to go through each one in depth, and we're going to see how this change model sort of lays out nicely how we're going to move forward to implement the change, which is having these informational packages. So the first step is create a sense of urgency. As you see here, I retrieved from the endhomelessness.org some statistics around homelessness. And while the overall homelessness for Lake County, Ohio is down 5% over prior year, we do see how they broke it out in subcategories of homelessness. We do see that there's a couple upticks in the unsheltered, in the individual, where those numbers have uptick, but we're glad to see that the sheltered and families had a downtick, as well as chronic. Chronic means they're always in a state of homelessness. Um, so, uh, although the population is not large, it's still just unsettling to know that you have people or families that are displaced. Marshall Fudge had quoted that basically we're in this, it's the homelessness is devastating, and that we had a moral responsibility as a country to address both long-term homelessness and hardships that have spurred by coronavirus. Now, homelessness can occur from many other things, but we did see some people being displaced as the temporary evictions were placed on hold, and then shortly thereafter, unfortunately, people were evicted. Form a powerful coalition. So this is very important, especially in my personal career. Creating a powerful coalition is very important because you want to have a group of leaders within a community to help drive and influence the decision makers to help drive that change. So we want to make sure that you're soliciting the right people and having the right people in your corner, so that way we can influence those that need to make a decision to move forward with my proposed solution. So the vision for the change, you want to show as much compassion, for this and make it very clear. What this vision entails is we want to utilize every possible channel to make people aware of the various outreach programs and resources that are available and connect them to the right people. These informational packages will equip all local churches. The bigger churches have reach, and they have more access uh, than maybe some of the smaller churches. So we just want to empower our smaller churches as well, whether it's having that information available so that way they can provide it to their congregation or someone that they may come into counter with through their outreach programs that they may have as well. Once you establish your vision, you want to communicate it. So you want to spread the word, talk about it a lot. Uh, in my particular case, I want to be able to communicate it during community meetings, any community events, and possibly networking events. So anything, where I do come into contact with the county commissioner, raise it to his attention, and perhaps, using that as a different platform as well. So that way we're addressing this from all angles within our community to help address those that are less fortunate or that are homeless and falling on hard times. And then create relationships with the various contact people in those programs. Remove obstacles. So I shouldn't have too many obstacles, but nonetheless, I want to be able to listen, be open, and listen to other people's feedback or viewpoints that they may express. Identify the root cause, understand why they're resistant to the change. Sometimes change management can be an obstacle because if people are unclear of what the vision is or what they need to do, they're going to resist that change. So you want to make sure that you are willing to listen, identify the true nature of their resistance, and then change management, if that was an issue, then sort of recommunicate that, to the people, so that way they have a clear understanding and education of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then create short-term wins. People want to see the progress, right? So be transparent. Let them know what's working well, what's not working well, and keep everybody honest, right? So you want to be able to highlight the issues that are going well, and then for the things that are not, what can you do differently or better to enhance that experience? Track the distribution of the packages. How many, packages you hand out initially, and then the success rate. Capture a list of testimonials. Was it helpful for the local churches? Get some feedback, because that'll help you, evolve this. That'll help me evolve this project to be more beneficial for everybody. Build on the change. So when I launch this, it's going to I want this to go beyond just giving them informational insight on programs and resources available for the homeless. I want to be able to expand the packages, right? So I would like to partner with the churches and say, hey, what else is needed? I went to a local community meeting for church leaders, and I actually presented this idea, and several people agreed to say, hey, I had somebody come to me, and I had no idea where to send them. So I already have people that are aware of the project, that are willing to support me in any capacity. So again, talking within the community leaders, talking to the community leaders and understanding what are your needs, what are some other things that you would like to see possibly included in this package, and then expand from there. And then make it stick. So anytime you make a change, you got to make sure that you have effective change management. In order to change the culture and the way people think or view things, you want to make sure that there's clear communication and that they understand what the vision is. Educate them on what the process is. Educate them on what the intent of these packages are for, and then be committed to talk about it. Every opportunity I have, I want to be able to talk about it, and I want to keep it relevant. I want to be able to, make sure that people are using this as a tool to help them communicate, the information, or pass along this information to the respective parties. And it's important to keep people vested, keep them interested, because I want them to be interested, and they will help me keep it relevant. So the end goal is we want to keep people off the streets. The end goal is we want to mitigate or reduce them from even going on the streets by identifying some leading indicators in the beginning. The whole purpose of this outline was to highlight the issues identified. Again, the lack of information of program and resources within our community. But then the next step is I utilized Carter's 8-step change model in addition to other resource information. The whole purpose, again, of this project is really to equip our local churches, our smaller churches, to have the information that they need to be able to provide it to someone within their congregation, someone in which they are, met through the outreach program, or someone that they simply may come into encounter with just because of the nature of what they do. So my job here is to make sure everybody is equipped, and that we're helping our community from all angles, from the schools, from the community, county resource programs, and from within our own churches. Thank you, and I'm looking to make a difference.